Serving all of San Diego, this is your Fox 5 News.
Everybody's been talking about it. Allergies over the top. So we called in an expert, Dr. Brian Weeks, who's an ear, nose, and throat doctor. What the heck is going on?
Well, I'll tell you what, we've got an incredible kind of combination. It's almost like the perfect storm of allergies. We've got a combination of an incredible weather pattern that's kind of affected us for the last year or so. We didn't have much of a summer. We had a pretty mild winter. Now we've got some incredible rain over the past winter, and now some warm weather and winds. And it's sort of like this perfect storm of allergies.
We didn't have a lot of frost, and so there wasn't a lot of killing of the plants. There was a lot of growth because we had extra rain. So now we have extra pollen, we have extra grass, we have extra just growth everywhere around town.
You got it.
The winds start picking up, blowing it around. Now, does it matter if it's a dry wind or does it matter if it's warm or cold out?
It doesn't really matter. I mean, I think the drier winds probably affect people more because that causes the nose to feel dry, more irritated. It creates nosebleeds and things like that. But really, the wind is the problem, the big part of the problem right now. It's stirring up all the stuff. So you've got new growth, warm weather, plants, you know, kind of producing their spring buds, if you would, and then the pollen sticks on them. It's blowing everywhere.
So it seems worse than it has been in the last several years because it is. We have more growth, more pollen, more grass. Got it. Now, what do we do?
Without a doubt, you know, prevention is worth a pound of cure. I mean, grandma's old saying actually applies here. The first thing is to understand when, you know, should avoid being outside. For example, first thing in the morning is a good time to be outside, but once the plants start drying off a little bit, the pollen releases, and that really creates a problem. So you have two spikes in pollen. First thing kind of from in the morning from about 8 to 12, and then again in the evening when the pollen falls back down onto the plants. So your best time to be outside is actually from about noon to 5.
Really?
And, yeah, which may be counterintuitive to a lot of people.
From 12 to 5 in the afternoon?
That's actually the best time because it's basically when the pollen has had most of its movement. So the worst time is really when the plants start drying we think from about 8 to noon, and then it starts falling down again from about 5 to 9 p.m.
That is really good information. Okay, so then there's that. Close the windows in the house. It keeps the stuff from blowing in, that kind of thing. What kind of medicines are good? Over the counter? What about allergy shots? All that?
There's a couple different, you know, kind of ways to treat. First thing is over-the-counter medications. I mean, those are really kind of a basic treatment. They're for people that maybe suffer occasionally here and there. When you're starting to suffer for an entire season, you really want to have proper testing and evaluation. We've got a wonderful group of topical nasal sprays, antihistamine sprays, kind of Benadryl in your nose, anti-inflammatory steroid sprays, which are safe, not bad steroids like everyone worries about.
Yeah, they don't get ingested in the body like other steroids.
Exactly
There's one of them, right?
These are topical medications that work locally. They don't have significant systemic absorption at all.
Right, that's great.
And then I think the last thing is to understand, you know, when patients have problems with allergies, there's often a combination of things. There's possible sinus issues. Proper evaluation is the key. You want to make sure you don't have a sinus problem underlying your allergy problem.
Best thing I ever did 10 years ago, I got allergy shots. It seems as if it's worn off. What happened?
You know, we call it immunotherapy or shots to kind of prevent allergies, and you're treating a specific type of allergen. The most common reason is people get allergy shots and then move.
Right.
But if you haven't...
Even not only move, because I had moved from Virginia, and then I got the shots here for the new stuff that I was allergic to here. But like we were talking about in the commercial break, I moved from the North County to the South Bay.
That's right.
And that is a move, right?
You're like, why did I just move 20 miles and all of a sudden... But in fact, I mean, just a mild change in the place you live in, things like just moving from a home that had carpet or didn't have carpet to carpet, or moving to an area where you have a backyard that abuts a canyon and there are trees. I mean, little subtleties can make a huge difference.
I'm getting a hard wrap. We got to go. You're going to be back in the 8 o'clock hour really quickly. When will the pollen die down? Do we have another week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
You know, right now, I mean, there's really no end in sight. We're having a little bit of cooler weather this weekend. Supposedly the wind's going to lay down, so I'm hoping that we'll have a break. But, you know, I'd say buckle your seatbelts because I think we're going to have a rough one.
Fox5sandiego.com. Guys, back to you now in the studio.
Buckle up indeed.